The scenery has changed. It's like we're in the desert here in Mexico or somewhere.
New day. It's not sunny yet, but at least it's not raining. Ready for the next adventure, and sun on the way.
We set off in good spirits, happy that it was dry at least. The amount of wildlife in Canada is amazing, and it's just fabulous to see. That little silver fox wasn't giving up her meal for anything. We continued down the Stewart Highway from Dease Lake and turned off the main road and headed for a small town named Stewart.
Canada has such a wealth of scenery that some gems are not even advertised. We weren't expecting to see a glacier on the road to Stewart, and we had to stop to admire it. We arrived at Rainy Creek Campground. After the previous few days of wet weather, we were really hoping that this campground didn't live up to its name.
After setting up our tent, we explored the camp and found out about some local wildlife. The iceworms may not have been real, but the spiders certainly were. Luckily, Davide only told me about them after we left, or I never would have slept in that tent.
Today we have a great day planned. We are heading across to Hyder to hopefully see some bears, and then we're heading up to the glacier.
That's cool.
Hyder is a small town not far from Stewart, but in Alaska, not Canada. Hyder and Stewart have a close association due to once both being booming mining towns. Now Hyder only has a population of about 60 people and is known as the friendliest ghost town in Alaska. There is no border checkpoint to enter Hyder, as there is no access to the rest of Alaska or any other part of the United States from it. However, there is a Canadian border checkpoint to re-enter Stewart, and we had to remember to bring our ID. We were crossing into Hyder to visit the Fish Creek Wildlife Observation Site and the famous Salmon Glacier. The Fish Creek Wildlife Observation Site is a viewing platform within the Tongass National Forest, where between mid-July to early September is a great place to see bears, feasting on the salmon which come back to this river to spawn. The observation site is constructed with wooden boardwalks for tourists to walk within, and usually bears don't try to come over. However, the park ranger told us a story of one inquisitive bear who wouldn't take no for an answer. After trying multiple times to dissuade him by shouting, they eventually had to resort to using bear spray, something they don't like to do. But after that, he got the message and left them alone. Dawn and dusk are the best time to spot bears. However, looking at the river, we were still too early in the season, as there didn't appear to be any salmon. Still, we were assured by other excited onlookers that a bear had been seen only the previous day, so we took up our positions and waited. We weren't sure where a bear might appear from, so we constantly searched the undergrowth beneath us, the river and the far river bank. And then we spotted something moving far down the river. He looked like a young grizzly bear, very relaxed in his search for salmon, unaware of our presence on the banks of the river. He started to make his way up the river, closer to us. But then something seemed to startle him, and he turned and ran away. He searched the river for a while longer and then wandered off, deciding that there was no salmon to be caught today. He was fabulous, and we felt so fortunate to have seen him. So beautiful, so strong, yet so agile. What an amazing way to start the day. By this time, we were ready for a coffee. The park ranger told us that there was nowhere open in Hyder, and that we would have to go back across the border to Stewart to get one.
But we weren't going to give up so easily. We went back to the gift shop that we passed by early that morning in Hyder, in the hope that they make coffee too.
The Boundary Gallery was a fabulous place, and the owner Caroline was such a great character. She told us stories of winters in Hyder where the toilet freezes, her plans to visit Ireland and not pay for a single pint, and teaching the only 2 school children in town during COVID when the borders were closed. And she even made us coffee. If you're ever in Hyder, you must call into her store. But remember, don't touch her cat. After that, we followed the 32-kilometre, winding, narrow gravel road up towards the Salmon Glacier. The road was so cool, and the scenery was stunning. Alpine trees, rivers, waterfalls, and even in summer, snow lined the road.
We're here at the top of the Salmon Glacier, and it's just spectacular.
The Salmon Glacier is the 5th largest glacier in Canada and is one of the remnants of the Fraser glaciation period, about 14,000 years ago, when most of Alaska and Canada were covered by thick ice. It's one of the most spectacular glaciers that you can actually drive close to by a beautiful long dirt road, which takes you to an altitude of 4,000 feet and offers an unforgettable view of this large ice giant.
We decided to carry on and explore this road even further, as the scenery was just too beautiful to leave and turn home. And just when we thought we were completely alone in a remote area of the mountains, we bumped into another biker with a name more Irish than my own. After satisfying our desire for gravel road riding and remote scenery, we navigated around the potholes, cast one last glimpse at the giant glacier, and headed back down the mountain. We had already extended our time up north, so now it was time to move on and start heading south towards Los Angeles. The weather was super, so we camped along the way, which we loved to do, and enjoyed the fabulous scenery on our way back south.
It's our last day in Canada and we've had an amazing time here. This is just an incredible country. There are so many more places we want to visit, so many things we wanted to do, so we'll definitely have to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the last half an hour the scenery has changed. It's like we're in the desert here in Mexico or somewhere.
We're in the middle of a desert somewhere. Incredible country.
Yeah.
We have to see more of this.
We will definitely come back.
Alaska and Canada had provided us with stunning wildlife and scenery, unforgettable experiences, and a wealth of new friends. And we were sad to say goodbye, but we were also really excited to see what the next chapter had to offer. The border crossing went smoothly, and before we knew it, we were in Washington.